You see everybody posting this up all around the internet. Everybody's interpreting this as 50's reaction to Fab's verse. Let's toast to success, health, and prosperity. I'm planning my new year. When I'm done, I'll come out to play. You know, everyone who plays with me wishes they didn't in the end. And look at the top two comments. It's hilarious. Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder. Those top two is funny. Because if it's going to be on beat, you're the two people that we think he would be alongside the most. Hell, he goes on tour with them. Last time I saw 50 live, who's on stage with him? Uncle Murder, Tony Yayo. Those two guys, right? But why do I got this snitch angle bleeding in? All right, let's start to ask why. Because we've been trying to connect. I've been trying to connect a deeper meaning between Fab and the people on the podcast, right? What did I say? I said when it comes to Mano, he had a situation with Mano. 50's very territorial. He doesn't let people play both sides. He barely lets people play neutral, which I think is a good spot to be in sometimes. If I got two friends and I decide I can't fix it, so let me play neutral, that's not a bad thing. I'm not a bad person for that. He don't like that. If I don't like him and you don't say fuck him with me, then it's fuck you. And at least he tells you who he is, so I respect it. He shows the whole world who he is, and that's why so many people over the years knew his energy and said, I have to pick up his beef. That was one of the early fallouts between him and Game. Game didn't want to diss everybody that 50 was dissing, right? So that's how he is. So the thing with Mano, you know, he felt like it was a like of a picture of somebody that he stood against or whatever. And 50's like, okay, you liking that shit? Or you liking that dude? Bet. Man, it was like it was an accident. I just fucked with the guy and I was liking it. I didn't know about y'all beef. Then you got the thing with Jim that we don't have to dig to figure that one out. They're at the point where they're calling each other out their names, you know, publicly. Jim did that interview this year. They asked him about 50 and Cam. He says, as long as them two suckers stay out of my way. That's clear. We don't have to try to figure that out. The Dave East one, I have no clue about. I have no clue, but if you're Dave East, right, you got to choose a side, right? He's going at not just the individuals, he's going at the whole podcast. He acted like he wanted to buy the building that you guys earn money out of. That means, Dave East, you're included. No, Dave East, we can't let you stand by neutral this time. We let you get by neutral with the Max B shit. We let you get by there. We let you hang around Jim, who despises Max B's existence, and still go to the Max B coming home dinner. We let you do that, Dave. We cool with you still. We didn't make you pick a side. But this time, Dave, no. Pick a side. You have to. Ain't no maintain my political connects with this one. And then when we get to Fab, what I brought up was an example like this.
I said it's a certain artist. I go, damn, when is he gonna have his moment? Like Fab. I said, I think his what's the name cuffing season was that.
You was up in toxic all summer.
So we brought that up the other day on the stream, right? And then 50 has those old lyrics. As Fab, he got his ass shot. I put the lyrics on screen. I read those with y'all, right? Cool. They've been taking their shots at each other. Let me tell you something about the clip that we just played. Don't let it go over your head. Don't try to pull the whole. All he did was respond to the interviewer to a question of, hey, so what's your thoughts on New York rap? And people like, let's say Fab. And he goes, well, Fab, I thought he was going to get his moment, you know, around cuffing season. I'm surprised that never took off. And I've always been looking at his career like, when's he going to get over the hump? No. Because 50 Cent is a thing called media trained. He says what he wants on purpose. Keep it 1,000 people. I do it. I can do it too. If I decide to speak on your negativity, it's because I don't have you in my grace at all or anymore. Where's the examples of that ARP? I try to show you guys consistency. I say that that's one of the primary or one of the biggest reasons why I enjoy talking about the industry more than I like talking about my peers in battle rap. Because I feel like I don't owe the motherfuckers nothing. I don't want to meet them. I don't want to shake their hand. If I want to talk about Jay-Z today, I'm not going to feel bad about it. And he's not going to have the opportunity to come back and say, you did me wrong because we used to be cool. None of that. How many times have I said this? Right? Another example of that. Easy. Me and Easy was cool to the point where I would never speak on his negativity like that. And then I did like 4 videos showing you when you remove the grace. When I said, all right, now if I believe you should have been promoting this whole time and Cassidy handcuffed you, I'm going to say it. Whereas in the past, you being my battle rap peer, I wouldn't. And the points that I'm showing you in my consistency is that we all do it. We just don't admit it. We just don't admit it. Being in somebody's good grace is a good thing. It means you earn some level of respect. There's nothing wrong with it. If I've earned your respect, you're not gonna just throw me under the bus because an interviewer asked you. Remember when I said that shit about Serious Jones like a month or 2 ago? Shout out to Jones. I said, no, Jones. We're not doing that. You're not gonna do the whole. You spoke about the old shit with ARP, despite me and him putting it down and saying we're done with it because a fan sent you a super chat. No, Jones, you're not getting that on. You know, I only answered it because a super. No, I could get the whole chat can super chat me right now. What's up with such and such that I don't want to talk about? I'm not gonna answer it. Let's just be real. Like sometimes you give somebody the grace or the bias or the respect or the courtesy or the friendship or whatever. And 50 Cent, to my whole point, is not doing that with Fab because he has something with him. So when we say he has something with him, we just talked about how territorial he is and how much 50 be on some old pick a side shit. Come on, people, we building up. Just stay with me. Stay with me. Who's in this video right here? So we see Fab right here. It looks like Ferg right here. Over Fab's shoulder is who? Who's this in the black Scully? Who is that? Who is that? Who's that in the black Scully? Go ahead, chat. Who's that in the black Scully? Who's that in the black Scully? Oh, you see Jim in the pink hats. This looked like a recent video. See Jim. We saw Ferg. See Fab here. Who is this right here behind Fab? Chat, you got it? Before I move on? That ain't Trav. Ain't no damn Trav. Trav don't look nothing like that. Trav's probably shorter too. Come on, chat. Y'all know who that is? I'll wait. Damn, y'all. Y'all gonna let me not know the dots I'm connected? Just me on my own? What's wrong with y'all? Who is that, man? I'm gonna give y'all 10 more seconds. Shit, thank you. Shit. Bucks, slow bucks. Another one here, slow bucks. Yes, there we go. All right, y'all catching up now. Slow bucks. Y'all got it. Does 50 have problems with now? I know people that really breathe this shit the way that I do. Like, oh, that's why ARP got the did he really snitching the title? We're better than some of your favorite podcasts out there. I ain't gonna lie. That's why he has it in the title. But let's continue to walk it though. So the infamous situation on stage was the Summer Jam. Slow Bucks. He took a picture once upon a time with 50 Cent's son. This might have been the time 50 Cent was even beef with Floyd Mayweather, right? And I believe 50 Cent commented on the picture like this was a big mistake. I believe that's that, if I remember correctly. He commented like, this is a big mistake. Taking a picture of my son. And taking a picture with somebody's son is only a bad thing if you think you're trying to send me a message. If I don't have any of these type of beef. So if you ever see me on camera with somebody's son or a picture or whatever, it's just a picture. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have any meaning. But because Slow Bucks and Floyd and 50 and some of these people were in the positions that they were in, popping up with his son, who is damn near can be called an op to 50 Cent too, but it's still his blood, you know, you take that as a shot. And people have done that before. People have used kids to take shots before. You know, I'm with your son. You know, 50 was just, oh, no, you're not getting away with that. So here goes Fab in the gray performing on stage. And what happened to Slow Bucks in this infamous? Be careful with the right back there. 50 comes out. 50 didn't even watch it happen. He didn't even watch it happen. They just start jumping on Slow Bucks, punching on him. One of the guys comes away with his chain. 50 keeps performing. Fab even had to push to the side. Look, watch Fab. Look, Fab. Oh, what's that? Oh, Fab, and somebody even pushed Fab to the side. Look, Fab. Fab's performing his shit. Is he? Hold on. Is he performing the same song that 50 just took a shot at in that clip that I just played? Which would then make 50 Cent diabolical for using that song while taking a shot at Fab. Yo! 50! This is why nobody want no problems with 50. Anyway, I don't want to get distracted by that. Oh, shit. You talk about like a Kendrick underneath the table shot that only me and you know what I mean by this. Is that the song you was performing when it happened? Anyway, okay. So Slow Bucks gets ran down on, beat up, chain stole, etc. Okay. It's no secret. It's no secret. 50 spoke on it himself.
As soon as they pull the dumb shit, and Slow got to get it. Slow.
What dumb shit? The picture.
As soon as they pull the dumb shit, and Slow got to get it. Slow got his jaw broke, chain took. You'd be really looking at him funny if you realize the chain is silver. They done spray painted it. Nigga that took the shit was so mad he wanted to hurt him for that. He said, look, nigga was like, man, I should go get this nigga for having his fake shit on his neck. I'm like, no, leave him alone. Let them make another move before something happens. And you can tell a nigga pussy. The niggas were running around, fucking with the little, the snows, the young niggas from my hood. Those peewees, those niggas babies that I grew up with. They running to them for support. To the babies. They're not stupid. They're young and not stupid. At the end of the day, I put that nigga ass out of business. Yep. I got on the phone with Mark Echo. Because I made all my money with Mark Echo with G in the clothing. We made to the point we was doing $80 million a year in retail. It sounds like a huge number, that's the number, but 10% of that is the actual money. So while you saying you're doing 80, you really doing 8, and we splitting it 4 and 4. At the time, the honest God truth, put that on 8. And these the niggas just distributing them little Slow Buck shirts and shit like that. So I told the nigga straight up, I said, this nigga making himself my enemy. And if you working with him, you financing him. The other end of this shit. So without me notifying you, you're going to become my enemy. And all of a sudden, you start to see it my way, so they drop them niggas. And you don't see those Slow Buck shirts on sale no more. That's how it go. And L.A. Reid, I talked to L.A. Reid, and then they make all these fucked up moves, so Money got his ass fired. You're going to lose. Every time they're going to lose.
That's a Shy Money too. Okay. More deeper into the title, or not nothing too crazy, just bringing back the understanding of the energy between these guys.
Man, you ain't gonna believe this shit. I just got confronted by an angry snitch. Nigga said, yeah, I'm snitching, nigga, and what? SBOE. Snitching, boy, on everything. I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, where all this come from? I thought you was cool, nigga.
This is what it stemmed to as well. The press conference. Here we go again, people. What a press conference. My callbacks is incredible.
But another faction had something else in mind. They had negativity in mind. Violence, hostility.
Violent.
Yeah. Slow Bucks. What happened on Sunday would have brought us back 20 years if we weren't dealing with a warrior like Slow Bucks. True warriors have the strength to react with honor. It's easy and cheap to react with violence. Here, slow bucks walk the straight line. He has the courage and the strength to come here and remind everyone that no matter how rich or powerful some might become, how popular they may be, they still are not above the law. We are going to do justice for slow bucks for what was really happening, what was really behind the assault and the theft to a guy that was alone at a celebration. He was jumped by a bunch of guys that had one thing in mind: to try to hurt his brand. They know he's the founder of Slow Bucks, the #1 urban brand on the rise today. And they want to hurt that brand. And they're trying to hurt that brand. And we're going to put an end to that. And we're here. I'm a trademark attorney. I'm a copyright attorney. I fight unfair competition. There is nothing worse than competition where your competitors try to hurt you when you're alone in the public eye with a gang of people that they are with. So this is not good. Slow Bucks stands for unity, for peace, for going to kids in inner city communities and telling them that they can do it too. Earn slow bucks. Money at a steady pace. Thank you all for coming. Anybody have any questions?
Well, what are you exactly suing? What lawsuit?
We haven't brought a lawsuit yet.
No.
But as I mentioned, this is the harm that was done here. The harm that
So we haven't brought a lawsuit yet.
was done here was to the brand. Everyone's heard of brand competition and brand dilution and brand punishment. And it doesn't take a lot to figure out that if you have a guy that's revered like Slow Bucks in the communities, if you go to communities, if you go to the leaders in the hip hop world, they look upon Slow Bucks with happiness and positivity. And that helps his brand. His brand is going up. It's on the rise. That's a fact.
Cool. Some of the reaction to 50 Cent doing skits talking about, yo, nigga snitch, blah, 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 blah. And even that little press conference right there. Yeah, general fans, this was some of their reaction.
Oh, we about to light all this shit on fire. I don't support snitches. Shit still got tags on. Death to all rats.
It's your boy DJ Academics, and fans have been responding to what they are calling quote unquote snitching by Slow Bucks by taking to the streets and burning any clothing they own by his brand. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before.
Okay. That was the reaction in the streets. Last but not least, I want to pull up a clip of Slow Bucks answering that situation on the Breakfast Club.
And let's clarify about this civil lawsuit and what it is for people that don't know the difference between a criminal lawsuit and a civil lawsuit. So you are pursuing a civil lawsuit?
No, what happened was this is what was going on. I sat down with my team, and because of what happened, they felt the need to have and what civil means, you got to break it down because people just, they get civil mixed up with criminal. And I got it mixed up too. So I'm not faulting them because, like I said, look how I'm sitting here talking to y'all. I'm just being myself because this is regular. When you're talking about real stuff, you don't got to think about what you got to say. You don't got to make nothing up. Right. It's just naturally like you could do it. Now, when you don't understand something, you like this. And this is how I look. Like
that's how you look in the press conference. You definitely look like that in the press conference.
I didn't know what was going on because some of the stuff that was going on had me puzzled. Like, wait a minute, what the hell? But I'm not here. Like, I got to eat that. At the end of the day, let me tell you something. What a man does is take fault for his actions. Whether you wanted to, didn't want to, whether you believe in that, didn't want to. At the end of the day, I could care less about what people think of me because I know who I am. And as long that no one's in jail and no one's dealing with legal issues because of me and because of my peoples, then I'm cool with that. I'm cool with.
But the press conference damaged your brand more than
how it damaged my brand.
The last sentence that he said is very, very big. Okay. So did he really snitch? Let's make sure once again I go back to my definition that covers the broadest spectrum for me. And I know there's caveats and I know there's some gray area, with this whole people got all these different rules. People got moving of the goalpost. People got biases and all types of stuff. And none of us are really perfect, right? And none of us could apply our opinions to every exact situation that happens on the earth. That's why I say when it comes to the snitching word, one of my most general definitions that I say is if you partake in something and then deal with authorities after things go left, right? An authority, once again, is not just a detective or a police officer. An authority, I gave this example many times. I just want to intro this the right way as we get into the slow bucks thing. An authority is somebody that upholds rule, the rules, the law. I have a law of the land in my house. Okay. If my daughter runs up to me and says, my son is the one that really broke it, if they were both playing while it broke and they're both equally responsible, technically she snitched on him. And I'm going to exact some rule as the king or the lawyer or the judge or the whatever of the house, okay, of the land. A principal, the person that can decide whether your ass is getting expelled for you two guys cheating on that test or not. Look, I'll spare you if you tell me who's the one that actually snatched the answers out of the drawer of the teacher. All right, I ain't gonna lie, you got me. I did cheat. I did use the answers, but Kevin's the one that snatched it out the teacher's drawer. Okay, I'm gonna let you stay in school. Kevin's getting expelled. It's a rat. It's a rat. It's not just criminal. And slow bucks, they alluded to that as well. Criminal and civil, right? It doesn't matter. It's about law. Like if me and you, I gave this example before. I said me and my partner built RBE on drug money. Okay. And I could only talk like this because it was only built on legitimate money. If RBE was built on drug money, right? And then the IRS comes to me. I don't even want to use anything criminal. The IRS comes to me and they want to audit the first year of RBE. And I say, it wasn't my money. It was all Shotta's drug money that started our first events, right? If I say that, I'm a rat, even though that's not a well, it probably could be criminal, but I'm using a situation for like IRS where they're just looking for money, right? Where there's no jail time on the table. Let's just say somebody is looking for money. Could be jail time if you don't pay the shit with the IRS. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? It's very, very ignorant to me when people just think that snitching could only be. That's why I hate when people say nobody went to jail. Somebody don't got to go to jail for you to rat. And it's not just criminal. It could be civil as well. It could be either or. And it don't have to even be in a court. It could be to the principal. Kevin's the one that took the answers out of the teacher's desk, even though I used the answers too. That's why I say if you partook, the more civilian side is when you have no involvement. That's when you pull Maggie from the class to the side. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. And you ask her, did you see anybody take the test out of the teacher's desk? And Maggie goes, I seen Kevin over there. I don't know though. She didn't partake in it. She didn't use the answers. She didn't cheat on the test. She's not involved. That's more civilian side. That's like tattletale or whatever. But you're not a rat. You're not a snitch. When you are involved in something, or when you do something, or when it comes back your way, or when things don't go your way, and then you engage in any level of authority, you are a rat. Okay, that's my definition again. Slow bucks saved himself at the end, and he saved himself all over the totality of the situation. He says, I'm cool knowing nobody's dealing with no lawyers or no legalities or nothing because of me, criminal or civil. He came this close to being, they did label him. You saw it, the fans and whatnot, people out in the streets burning his clothes and shit. He came close because nobody was going to let him slide with the whole position of, I didn't know what was going on in the press conference. Nobody's going to take that. You put yourself there. You organized it, or are part of organized it. You hired this guy that's standing up and talking and representing you. He's got to be getting paid by you, right? Or unless you got him on some type of retainer, right? He's a lawyer, or but that's another thing too. Even the lawyer said it. They asked him in the press conference, so the lawsuit, yada yada. He said, we haven't filed anything yet. That's what the lawyer just said. Okay. So because we got that footage of him saying we didn't file anything yet, you know what I really think happened? I really think 50 Cent, the streets, maybe some people close to Slow Bucks, he might have saw the reaction or had a couple conversations, and he might have realized, like, I'm still Slow Bucks, a street nigga. Slow Bucks still got a reputation. Don't get it twisted. I'm a street nigga. I'm out here getting money. I'm still out here rubbing shoulders. I'm still out here running around the streets with Fab. Peep the tie-in. With Fab all the time. I can't go through with this. My brand might have gotten damaged, Slow Bucks, by this shit. But remember what it's like to have your chain snatched in the world of hip hop, y'all. Slow Bucks, a street nigga that's out here he's really on the scene. He really was or still is. He was known for that. He really was outside. I got to give Slow Bucks that. Outside nigga with all these other gangsters and rappers and street niggas. You know what I'm saying? And my chain got snatched. So that's a big deal in the world of hip hop. My chain got snatched. Okay. And then you got the streets responding like that press conference is rat shit because you a street nigga. And we feel like you're involved in the back and forth because of how did we start this? The picture that you took with that man's son. So you in it. You in it. And you a street nigga. So you can't do that press conference. And I think he realized that and said, I ain't fucking with this. And I think they never filed a lawsuit. I think he fell back from all of it. And he saved his reputation of being called a rat or a snitch going forward. You know what I'm saying? Some people still don't fuck with that press conference. But if you never filed anything, if you never invoked a true authority based on what happened to that chain and your brand and everything, even though you was in the midst of all of this controversy and back and forth with people, then, you know, if you didn't do anything past that, you're not a rat. You're not a rat. And the reason why I think that all folds in, and we started this whole segment with 50 Cent's post after New Year's, you're going to pay for playing with me, is because the Fab and Slow Bucks relationship within itself is exactly why 50 would take shots at Fab over the years along other competitive reasons, and also how he's always been very territorial. You stand next to this person, boom, boom, boom. 50 probably looks at Slow Bucks like that for life. And here goes Fab still empower, because every time you see the Fabs out and about and the Slow Bucks are with him, you look at it like you're empowering him, just like he spoke about with Mark Echo. You're empowered. You're providing visuals to him. You're providing opportunity to him. You're sharing your fan base with him. You're keeping him in a place of respect. So you running around with this nigga that I hate or I don't fuck with, or we had his chain snatched, or his jaw broke, or he almost told on me, or he almost sued me, or he threatened to sue me, or they didn't call the babies in the hood to possibly get at me, that he's talking about on camera. All these things that him and Slow Bucks got going on, yet you are still his best friend. Fuck you, Fab. That's 50 Cent. So maybe maybe not 50, maybe Fab. If Fab is a guy that has street intuition, he knows everything I'm saying already. And then that's another reason why he didn't mind taking them fucking gloves off when he sent that shot talking about your wife getting hot showers in a freestyle. And shit deeper than we might think. We'll see.